Thank you. Hey, everyone. Thank you for that introduction. And congratulations to all of this evening's honorees and nominees, startups and upstarts, all of you here upending just about everything. Together, tonight, we gather to celebrate all of you, women and men who Steve Jobs, channeling Jack Kerouac, would have called the crazy ones. The misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the geeks. The ones who drop out of prestigious colleges and business schools. The ones who decline the offers at Goldman and McKinsey. The ones who leave their cozy, rest and vest, six-figure, 9-to-5 jobs, all for the chance to be mocked on HBO. So why do we do it? Well, the thing is, all of these sacrifices, all of these questionable trade-offs, they all beget a simple, staring back at you in the mirror question, which is why? Why do we disappoint our parents with seemingly bad decision after bad decision? Exhibit A, my mom 6 months ago on the phone says, "So Spencer, when are you finally going to go to business school?" I think that ship has sailed, Mom. Why do we force our grandparents in the middle of their water aerobics in Boca to rationalize our jobs to their friends? My grandmother says, "I think Spencer does something in computers." Well, because we're misfits, because we're rebels, we're troublemakers. But maybe, just maybe, you're all something else too. You're visionaries. You're visionaries with the rare passion to pursue something with relentless, maniacal focus, with the unlikely faith to keep at it in the face of near constant failure. Visionaries emboldened by the companionship and camaraderie of other fellow zealots, true believers who offer strength and support when it's in greatest demand but lowest supply. Like the Kerouac line goes, some may see us as the crazy ones, but when I picture some of tonight's nominees or the companies featured in the video, when I look at your faces, I see genius. Because when you think about it, it takes genius to invent a special language that the muggles will never understand. Because when we say PM, we don't mean nighttime. When we say ship, we don't mean a boat. And when we say viral, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. It takes genius to master the seminal languages of the 21st century. Not French, Spanish, Latin, or even Mandarin, but Python, Ruby, C++, Java, the languages that actually matter nowadays. It takes genius, inspired, courageous, crazy genius, to overthrow so many venerated, hidebound institutions and traditions. Influencers you all are, without above-the-fold bylines, but with global bully pulpits. Not generals with armies, but social media technorati, commanding loyal legions of followers, one tweet at a time. Giants, neither of the cloth nor of the Congress, but of the keyboard. Software developers that are reimagining the way we create, connect, collaborate, and communicate. It takes a community, and behind them, behind all of us, is a community, this community, a community comprised of all of us. People sometimes ask me why we launched Zillow in Seattle as opposed to further south. No, not Tacoma, and not LA, too far south. I think they mean the Bay Area. Well, in my mind, it's because there are enough of us weirdos here, enough of us weirdos that we can hide in plain sight, like the mutant X-Men finding strength in numbers within the Xavier Institute. I think Seattle has the right balance of mutant and mortals, because the Bay Area is so overrun with people like us that they've attracted the picketers' pitchforks. I mean, can't a developer enjoy his cappuccino on a Wi-Fi-enabled shuttle bus in peace? But more importantly, I think the preponderance of technologists in the Valley causes them to lose sight of the real world. Just because people in the Mission and the Marina use Secret and Whisper to express their inner snark, and just because all of them use TaskRabbit to pick up their laundry, doesn't mean that people in Peoria or Puyallup ever will. Seattle, on the other hand, to me, has just the right mix. Like my secret recipe for Swedish chocolate chip pancakes, it has the right ingredients for success. Enough of us to feel part of the tribe, but in small enough measure that we don't inadvertently create an echo chamber, bubble of boredom. So, we're all members of this faith. What are the tenets of its faith? Within our merry band, what makes some citizens successful while others run back to safety? Unfortunately, most of these attributes are innate and not learned, but they can be influenced. They are akin to a sense of religion. Some are born with a kernel of piety, others are not. But like religion, with practice, with fidelity to several tenets, anyone can become religious. Passion, faith, and companionship. And then they become more knowledgeable about this religion that we all share. Just look at us. I mean, our tribe has its own chronicler in GeekWire. We have our own totems in Microsoft, Amazon, and hopefully someday Zillow and Zulily. And we have our own clergy in one another, revealing, reveling in, and relaying the gospel from tablet to tablet. But enough of the proselytizing, let's move on to the evangelizing. So what's our call to action for tonight? Because tonight I'm preaching to the converted, of course, so I ask you all to do something about it. You've already affirmed the promise of avoiding the well-trodden path, of abandoning the road paved with blue button-downs and pressed khakis with pleats, God forbid. But as you move forward, carving out your own entrepreneurial path, I hope that you'll reach back. A few years ago, I visited my old fraternity at Harvard. I spoke with 40 bright young men. I told them my story, and I begged them not to follow the herd to Wall Street. I told them how I followed the siren song to Goldman Sachs, and then had to break free from its tentacles and move 3,000 miles west just to reinvent myself and to find professional happiness in a world that actually creates something instead of in the vacuous casino of Wall Street. I said to them, go west, work in tech, start something, build something, create something of value, and if it becomes valuable, well, terrific. But either way, at least do something interesting. I implored them with all my powers of persuasion. 2 years later, I checked back, and I was 0 for 40. Other than 1 or 2 doctors in the bunch, almost all of them had gone to Wall Street, and none had followed my advice to carve out their own career path in tech. Even my own brother, currently a junior at Dartmouth, is going to work for the Vampire Squid this summer, my alma mater, Goldman Sachs. To me, this is more than a sad illustration or an invitation for my mom to tell me to be nicer to my brother. It reflects our collective moral failure, the atrophy of our country's intrepid spirit. It's a testament to the triumph of accumulation over ambition and aspiration. It's an indicator of an epidemic, the ultimate brain drain out of medicine, education, entrepreneurship, a great migration from the college to the casino. So, let's do something about it. Win, lose, or draw, I hope when everyone leaves here tonight, you'll commit to telling one person in your life to do something professionally unconventional. Tell them to dare to be uncomfortable. Ask them to consider a career outside of the mainstream. Ask them to push the human race forward instead of falling back in line. Ask them to follow you into technology, where innovation and exploration are reinventing entire industries. Because that's what GeekWire is all about. This is what John and Todd, in partnership with Jonathan, intended for this community to do and create. It's not just news at GeekWire, it's renewal. The marriage of entrepreneurialism with community. So go on, don't carry a briefcase, wear a backpack. Choose to work at companies teetering on the edge of insolvency. Enjoy the free soda and the obligatory foosball table, because in your life and in your work, you empower and embody an idea that the future doesn't belong to the miserable phonies, living a Dilbert-like office space existence, toiling away in the bowels of some soulless behemoth, cogs in a wheel of someone else's creation. No, fortune favors the bold, the geeks, rich in passion, faith, and companionship in this community. After all, you can't start a revolution without taking a risk. Congratulations to you all. You've all taken the first step by being here tonight. And to you, I raise a glass. To my fellow geeks, go forth and conquer.